Thanks for the support as a channel member, Carrot Dude 77. For the second season in a row, we've made it to the FA Cup quarter-final. But this year, we've actually got a chance of winning it. Hello and welcome to part 89 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that FA Cup quarter-final at home against Brentford, and then maybe a replay, maybe the derby game in the league. Since you were last with me, our form has continued to be excellent. Couple of games. I've only played 2 games since the last episode. We won them both, if we have. I guess the Forest game probably was the last episode. Well, I thought I'd played more. Past Kev was faffing about in this garage until all hours last night. What on earth was he doing if he wasn't playing this save? Let me know down in the comments what Past Kev was up to. But we are facing Brentford. Brentford, who are just above us in the league. They're in 4th place in the league. They're one of the teams we probably can't catch. Although we are starting to look up at Everton, who with 8 games to go, they're 8 points ahead of us. We've got a game in hand. The playoffs don't look impossible. But today is all about trying to book a spot in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. And this is the team that's going to go out there and try and do exactly that. We've got Hardy in goal. And back for O'Reilly, Kalic, Gamady and Lastra. Of course, we can play as many loans as we want in the FA Cup. This is ridiculous. An FA Cup semi-final with only 4 players who are actually permanent Bourne players. Yay for loans! Arnautovic and Butler in midfield. Durand, Robinson and Gilligan behind Durkin up front. Shall we get into the game and see how we get on? Yes, we shall. Right, let's keep pressing this button over and over and over again until we actually get into the match. I assume this is going to be a sellout here at Abbey Lawn. It's an FA Cup quarter-final. It's the biggest game in the history of Lincolnshire. Never mind Bourne Town Football Club. Has there ever been a bigger match in the county of Lincolnshire? We're the underdogs, and that suits us down to the ground. Let's go cause an upset. We're the underdogs. No pressure. I mean, we've got to do the no pressure one. It's the FA Cup quarter-final, for goodness sake, and we're Bourne. There can't be any pressure on us. We're just happy to be here. It doesn't matter who we're playing. Let's just go out there and have some fun. Corner comes in. Arnautovic, all 6'5" of him, is lurking. We've, of course, got both Arnautovic and Gamady now as 6'5" players when these corners come in. Neither of them getting on the end of this one, though, and it's a counter-attack for Brentford, and Alan FA Cup Hardy makes the save. Lovely stuff. It doesn't look like we're close to capacity. There's so many empty seats behind that goal, which is very sad. We're never going to get a new ground if we can't even fill it for an FA Cup quarter-final. Ridiculous. This town doesn't deserve a football club. If they're not careful, we'll up and move them to Milton Keynes, like what happened with Home. Because if they, where is everybody? Free kick from Lastra. Kalic is there now, and it goes just over. I haven't actually checked how tall he is. I assume he's a big lad as well. Should we have a little look? How tall are you? You're 6'6". So we've got 6'5" Gamady, 6'5" Arnautovic, 6'6" Kalic. We've got some big lads for these set pieces. Play for set pieces. Here's another one. Lastra with the in-swinging free kick. It's Arnautovic on the end of this one, and it goes just over. He's probably the weakest in the air of the 3 of them, because he's more of a fancy pants Premier League midfield player these days, rather than a big lad running about in midfield like he was before he went to Leicester. Durand now skips past his man and finds Butler. Butler with the ball forward, looking for Gilligan. Gilligan skips past his man, has a shot, but it's straight at the Brentford goalkeeper. Probably, though, it was certainly it was definitely the best chance of the game from open play. We go in at half-time. It's 0-0. 0-0 to Bourne, because we've been the better team in that first half. Right, we haven't got the underdog team talk as an option now, presumably because we've actually played quite well. Go back out there, grab that 1 goal to win this for us. They've listened keenly, but it hasn't motivated them in the slightest. A complete change of tactic. We've gone passionate. We've gone, actually, you know what? We can win this. We could be going to Wembley. And hopefully I haven't scared them all. Right, Kalic to Gamady, back to Kalic again, and all the way back to Allen FA Cup, Hardy, who, please don't mess things up today. You've been such a hero in all these cup runs. None of them would have happened without him. Heroics even this season in a penalty shootout earlier on. Durkin's in here, and we have a new best chance of the game from open play. It's pushed behind for a corner, but of course we know how dangerous corners can be. It's Robinson to take. The big lads are all up in there, and he manages to miss all of them. How do you miss 19 feet worth of footballer across 3 players? That's ridiculous. Arnautovic now plays it back out to Robinson, who's going to have another go. The big lads have all gone, though. Has that gone out for another corner? I don't think it did. I think that was a throw. Either way, it didn't justify a highlight. And now, Hardy's in again with another FA Cup run save. Lovely stuff from Hardy. That had goal written all over it, and Hardy makes the save. There's 3,000 locals in the ground today. I feel like I might have been a little bit harsh before. It's Brentford who don't seem to have done their bit and brought some fans along. For a league game, like Sheffield Wednesday in the league, brought about 3,000 fans with them. So Brentford clearly aren't that bothered about this either. Right, what are we going to do to win the game? Gilligan's going to come off. Ziyech is going to come on for him. That's an easy first change. Come on, Goran. Goran Pavlov. I'm going to go attacking because I think our best chance of winning is to do it here at Abbey Lawn. If we go back to their place, it gets a whole lot harder. So let's have 10 minutes of passion as well. We've gone attacking. Robinson is injured. What has happened to him? Looks like he's been absolutely clattered. We've got Hernandez, who could come on. We've got Train as well. I would have liked to have brought Hernandez on. But Train's an actual natural in that position, so it makes sense to have him in there instead. We're now getting creative. A last-minute goal would be lovely, but it looks like we're going to be going for a replay, assuming you have replays in the quarter-final. I know this competition reaches a point where replays don't even happen. Arnautovic loses out on the ball, but then gets it back again immediately. He's such a big lad. Look at him, such a big boy. Arnautovic plays it back to Train, to Arnautovic again. And now he's playing it across, looking for Lastra, who's got acres of space. And Pavlov's lurking in the middle. Lastra with the cross finds Durand. Pavlov's in! Oh, we almost had another Pavlov moment, but this time it can't quite tuck it away. We get another highlight, though. A minute left on the clock. Hardy plays it out to Durand. Arnautovic now playing forward to Train. That was a terrible pass from Train. What is he for? Goodness me. Justice for Grayson. Shut up. Train's playing. Choo-choo. Right, Riley plays it forward to Choo-choo. Come on. Choo-choo. Right, red card for this fella, surely. We've got 15 seconds left. People ask why Train plays ahead of Grayson. It's because I can say choo-choo. Lastra in swinging, free kick. We've got the big lads all forward, but yet again, none of them managing to get on the end of the ball. Yeah, it is a replay. An actual replay. So we don't get to play Derby. We're going to, presumably, I think we go straight into this replay. Even if it isn't next, we're going straight into the replay anyway. Yeah, the Derby game's been rearranged. So we now have an FA Cup quarter-final replay. We like to do things the hard way. Before the replay, of course, though, we get a semi-final draw. So, still in the competition, us or Brentford, Fulham or Leicester, Burnley or Arsenal, and Man City are the only... Why bother doing the draw? So, it's going to be Burnley or Arsenal against Manchester City. Oh, my word. There's a route to the FA Cup final here for us, folks. We've obviously got to beat Brentford, which is easier said than done. But then we could potentially have an all-championship semi-final if Fulham do the business over Leicester. Obviously, if we do end up having to play Leicester, we don't have an Arnautovic available for it, which is a big blow. But there's an actual route opening up into that FA Cup final. Please let us beat Brentford. Right, we've potentially been given a lifeline here because international duty has started. We've lost one player to it, Ryan Robinson. I'm going to assume Brentford have more internationals than we do. So I wonder if they've lost more key players. We've brought Ziyech in for Robinson, as he's unavailable. Gilligan moves into the centre of midfield. And the only other change is Barnes coming in for Riley at right back. But hopefully Brentford are going to have to have made more changes. There's no way. The only way I could check is to click on him. I ain't clicking on him pre-match because superstition. But I wonder, is there any big names from the first leg that you can't see there now? That would be lovely. Right, let's... we've got to do underdogs again, haven't we? Underdog team talk. As always, a place in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, up for grabs. Brentford versus Bourne. Come on, lads. And Kyle Butler's put us 1-0 up. 8 minutes on the clock. It's Brentford 0, Bourne 1. Where was that game? Where was that goal in the last game? That would have been very handy because we wouldn't have to be doing this replay nonsense. But, you know, we like to do things the hard way. Butler with a very tidy finish and we're 1-0 up. We can taste Wembley. And as anyone who's been to Wembley knows, Wembley tastes of a fine selection of sauces because they have loads of different sauces available near where they sell the hot dogs. Mustard for days. That's the taste of Wembley to me. Mustard. We can taste mustard right now. Come on, lads. I'm so nervous. I'm more nervous. I'm playing a video game in my garage in the middle of the day. I don't need to be this nervous. Gamady with the clearance and Durkin with the chance to race clear. He's completely on his own. He's got no one supporting him. He should have just fallen over then and tried to win a penalty. That's terrible control from him there. And it goes out for a throw. But he had absolutely no one helping him out there, which is a bit of a shame. Gilligan probably should be the guy who's pushing forward and getting up alongside him in situations like that. But I guess he was too busy on defensive duty. Brentford with the chance to equalise just before half-time. But Allen, FA Cup Hardy is there. It's offside anyway. Didn't need to waste a save on him. Right. Avoid complacency. We're 45 minutes away from an FA Cup semi-final. This is... It's insane. Durand with the corner. Big lads are up. One of them's hit the post there, I think, and it's gone away for another corner. It's Gamady with the header. There's only 79 people travelled down from Bourne. We don't deserve this. Durand with another corner. Gamady's there again, and it's a good save from their keeper. And we have a third corner in a row. The big lads are all still hovering around in this penalty area. Durand with another in-swinger, and this time it's cleared, but only as far as Zajic, who's got the chance to get a cross in while the big lads are still forward. Cross does come in, but doesn't manage to find a Bourne player. Again, I have to question how when we've got 2 6'5" and 1 6'6" player all in that penalty area, how you don't manage to hit one of them. Just kick the ball high. Don't worry about picking a player. Hit it up in the air. The big lads will do the rest. Right, substitutions. The attack hasn't really been with it today. So job 1, Pavlov comes on. Job 2, Bruce comes on. They're two players who don't let me down. Let's get them onto this pitch. They're players who've been around for a while. They have Bourne in their veins. None of this loan nonsense. Let's get the Bourne lads on now to drag us over the finish line. Zajic struggling. I just want Hernandez on the pitch. I've never tried him as a winger. I don't know if he's any good at it. But apparently he can play there. So for the first time in his Bourne career, my deep lying playmaker's playing on the right wing just to get him on the pitch, because he's another player who doesn't let us down. And hopefully he's not about to start now. Corner for Brentford. 2 minutes left. I thought it had gone in. Did Hardy make another wonder save there? I want a replay, but I don't know how to do it. How do you rewind? I thought that had gone in. Another corner. More danger. Gamady heads clear, but not very far. Why do we never win the second ball? They know to cross low, but Gamady clears again, this time for a throw. And now it's Hardy with a goal kick. Plays it forward to Gilligan. There's 3 minutes of time added on to come. So about 3.5, 4 minutes of actual game time left. Pavlov turns, looking for players to play in. Gives it to Gilligan, who shoots from range. But it's not a very good effort. And at this stage of the game, don't be shooting. Just keep hold of the ball. I know I could give them that as an instruction, but I'm afraid to change things because we're playing well. I know it makes no sense, but you're only questioning it if you're new. You know I'm not going to change it. Lastra playing it forward again. Pavlov is in. Pavlov. Bruce was there and hesitated. What's he hesitating for? 30 seconds left. Lastra with the free kick. Gilligan is in. And it's over from him. And hopefully the game is over as well. There's 30 seconds left. It's a goal kick for Brentford. 20 seconds left. Let's count this down together. Lastra intercepts, but then loses out on the ball. Gamady heads it back to Lastra, though. It's back with Gamady. 10 seconds to go. Hernandez. I knew he was a winger all along. Hernandez skips past his man. Cross comes in. And Nautovic picks it up on the edge of the area. We're going to Wembley, boys and girls. I don't know who we're playing, but we've made it through to the semi-final of the actual, real FA Cup, where we're going to play Fulham, who are below us in the league. We have an opportunity to get to the FA Cup final. I'm flabbergasted about what's happening here. Right. Semi-final against Fulham will be your next episode. It'll be with either Forest or Sheffield United, depending on whether or not we're in a playoff push or which game seems most interesting at the time. But I almost don't care about getting promoted anymore. Getting into those playoffs would be a nice little bonus. Getting into the FA Cup final, though, is an opportunity that doesn't come along very often, especially for a Championship club that's never played in the Premier League. You got to make sure you tune in tomorrow, boys and girls. This is becoming unmissable stuff. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.